different levels, I cannot relate. You never win if you playing it safe. It's all a game until you get played.
Boston elected. She's a Black Lives Matter activist, but she's also a undocumented immigrant. Well, she was somehow another. She's a citizen, I guess now. Don't know how that happened, but she was a Black Lives Matter activist, right? Name is Tania Fernandes Anderson. I talked about this a while ago when she first got indicted. Well, she just pled guilty because she was getting kickbacks. Now, she was in Boston City Council, and she overpaid her cousin. In exchange, her cousin was supposed to give her the money. And so they basically set her up, and they got her on camera getting the money in the bathroom in City Hall. That's exactly what happened. She took the bribe, the kickback from her cousin for being overpaid, and that's what they were doing. It was over $10,000. Now, she pled guilty to it, and she's also decided that she's going to resign from her office because she's pled guilty and she's going to have to do a year in prison. So let's take a listen to this so y'all can hear it.
City Councilor Tania Fernandes Anderson will be resigning from her job and likely serving a year in prison after being arrested late last year and charged in connection with a kickback scheme at City Hall.
Councilor, any thoughts on today's charges and allegations?
No comment, thank you.
Anything you'd like to say to your constituents?
Not today.
This was Anderson after her court appearance in December, declining to comment about the case, but Tuesday released a statement saying, "I have decided to plead guilty and resolve the case brought against me. I would like to apologize to my constituents, supporters, and all who have been impacted. Please forgive me. I will be resigning. It is the right thing to do."
And here's the thing. So before this, she didn't want to resign. Even though they had her dead to rights, they knew exactly when she did it. They had the entire case. And if you want to go back, I'll put it in the chat. You all can go back and review the video when I broke this down the first time. But they had her dead to rights. They knew exactly how much she had offered. It was all through communication. They had text messages, everything. And they had the camera footage. So the idea that it took her this long to decide that she was going to finally step down is asinine to me, because she should have been stepped down. Or they should have recalled her and got up out of there, because she knew that she was caught. Everybody was calling for her to resign. The mayor and everybody else on city council. But she wanted to stay in power.
It's an incredibly unfortunate situation. Residents of District 7 and across the city rightly should have representation, and public officials rightly should be held to a high standard. So I called initially for resignation months ago.
Prosecutors say Anderson gave a relative who worked in her office a $13,000 bonus, with the understanding she would give Anderson $7,000 back. The exchange was made in a City Hall restroom.
It does seem like an incredibly insignificant sum to risk such shame and embarrassment, public humiliation, and now incarceration for $7,000.
According to this plea deal, Anderson will spend a year in prison and repay the $13,000 in taxpayer money.
We get elected, and the public needs to trust us, and these types of actions just tear away at that trust that I believe the residents of the city of Boston deserve.
Anderson would have been up for re-election in November. Whether or not there will be a special election to fill her seat will likely depend on when exactly the resignation takes place.
Another one bites the dust. I see a pattern here, and there's this corruption, but it's just a pattern. All these black women are seeing themselves getting thrown under the bus for some reason. They're doing kickbacks, bribes. You can't do these things in office and be loud, boisterous, and vocal. On this channel, we have talked about corruption from all over the country, and it's a pattern right now. Everywhere we talk about is you see kickbacks and people abusing their using taxpayer money for their personal gain, taking trips all overseas, going to Africa, buying stuff from Wayfair and Amazon and getting paid 3 times the amount of the money they supposed to be getting paid. Just spending money, putting people on payroll that shouldn't be on payroll, that's not even qualified to do the job. We have seen this countless amounts of times in these cities throughout America, and I don't know what the problem is. This ain't Trump. Trump is not the person that is out here doing right now, getting ready to go to jail for a year because they decided to take $7,000 in taxpayer dollars because you willfully knew that you could not give the amount of money that you paid your cousin. You knew you was wrong for doing this. You was abusing the taxpayers. And when the budget blows the hell up, guess who's on the hook to cover all this stuff? We, the taxpayers. We're the ones that's got to cover all this crap. Go into debt and deficits. And next thing you know, there's some referendum or some bond that y'all want to come to us to raise our property taxes so we can pay for something. That's why I highly encourage everybody to get involved in their local politics, because you don't know what the hell these people are doing. They're taking your money and they're blowing through it, and then they're raising the taxes and everything is going up. And while all of this crap is going on, and we already seeing the rising cost of all goods and services, we're in a freaking trade war. Getting pinched. How many of y'all saw the increase in your taxes this year on your tax returns? We're paying for all this stuff. And these are the people that we're elected into office, and we expecting them to go in and do what they say they're going to do, fight for the people. That's what all of them say. I'm going to go fight for the little man, and we need to bring the middle class back. And all they're doing is lining their own damn pockets and using our money to do it. So we're going to see what Boston going to do, if they're going to elect somebody or they're going to let the seat go until they do a special election. But I'm pretty sure somebody going to come into office and they're going to be, hey, I'm the voice of change. We'll see who gets propped up. This is a stain on the Democrats. Another stain. I'm pretty sure a Republican going to run and say, hey, not about corruption, but this is an endless cycle right now. Local politics.